Imagine there's a dozen donuts in this box. Well, now I'm gonna throw it away. At least that's what a regular closing shift looks like at Dunkin', Tim Hortons, and many other franchise donut shops. But depending on the day, that can be a few dozen more boxes that end up in the trash. Today's not just about the kids. It's also about the PBS adults, the ones that grew up with the network that now get an opportunity to hop in the studios that created some of their favorite shows. In this room, the consensus is that transgender athletes do not belong in female sports. But step outside and you'll meet students like Izzy Savage that disagree with that ideology. Jacob was 6, Caden 2, Marquise 18. These boxes don't represent a statistic, they represent a soul lost to gun violence. Over the summer, Michigan State unanimously passed a bill to implement more ASL courses. But no action has been taken since. This week, the club will be sending out letters to university officials to make sure progress is being made. Fresh off an appearance on Saturday Night Live, Vice President Harris finds herself live here. And the people I spoke to in line have a pretty good idea of why she chose Michigan State University to be one of her last stops. TSA said they are expecting a record number of travelers this spring break, and Crosswinds aviation instructor Wyatt says people should not be afraid to hop in a plane. I got a chance to speak with the CEO, Jerry Norris, who said they get the donations, they get the hot meals, but it's things as simple as a donut that bring a smile back to people's faces. I also spoke with a local donut shop that is helping make that happen. Science comes easy for Nicholas Flint Gillum.
I really like science. Actually, when I get older, I want to be a chemist or a biologist.
And on this day, he gets to be one.
First, do you know what kinetic energy is? Oh, cool. Well, kinetic energy means movement.
WKAR in East Lansing opened their studio doors to some inexperienced but passionate kids. It's their annual PBS Kids Day. Instead of watching TV, they were in it.
And it really is about showing young people that there's an entire world of possibilities out there with regard to the things that they can explore and the things that they can do.
Now today's not just about the kids. It's also about the PBS adults, the ones that grew up with the network that now get an opportunity to hop in the studios that created some of their favorite shows.
Electric company.
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street, Zoom, Electric Company, because I'm really old.
You know, PBS Kids has been kind of near and dear to us really ever since my childhood.
For Jennifer Harsh, getting to bring her sons to the event brings more emotions than just nostalgia.
One of our sons here is on the spectrum too, and so that's like a really unique representation for him to see like in media too. It's nice.
For the first time, it's a day of learning no kid wants to miss. On Michigan State's campus, Jaden Hawkins, Focal Point News.
I never thought.
You might think this is the start of Vice President Kamala Harris's rally on the Michigan State campus. Hello, Michigan State! Go green!
But we haven't slept, so yeah.
For Sarah Satterley,
it's awesome. It means there's so much more love and support for her.
It started 16 hours ago in the middle of the night.
Like 3 or 4 times we're like, we gotta go. And then we're like, no, we can't get there early enough. We'll never get in.
Sarah was the first person in line. Fresh off an appearance on Saturday Night Live, Vice President Harris finds herself live here. And the people I spoke to in line have a pretty good idea of why she chose Michigan State University to be one of her last stops.
That's who she's trying to appeal to, like a lot of younger people.
Well, students, right, 100%. I actually work.
Future.
Yeah.
Students are our future, and so it's important to get them engaged.
Kirby Gibson and her friends are members of Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Hi.
The same sorority Kamala Harris belongs to.
Also the first black sorority founded by 20 college women.
This is a chance of a lifetime to see the president, because she's going to be president. So it's a chance in a lifetime to see and get with all the happiness and positivity.
And that's exactly what she did. In here, somewhere, not tired at all, after she spent all night waiting. On Michigan State's campus, Jaden Hawkins.
Loved it. Awesome.
Focal Point News.
It's this way.
When you can't find the words, find a space. At least that's what Maya Emanuel did when she needed to express her feelings after Michigan State's mass shooting.
All you can offer someone when they feel like the world is like coming down on their shoulders and on their minds and on their hearts is space.
That space ended up being a corner of the Broad Art Museum.
I will admit it, I stink at origami. I'm not good at it.
The Soul Box project was created in 2017 to bring art and activism together, to share awareness for the gun violence epidemic in America. In this corner, there's 2,940 boxes. Jacob was 6, Caden 2, Marquise 18. These boxes don't represent a statistic, they represent a soul lost to gun violence. 2,940 souls. More boxes were made, but they all couldn't fit.
We learned how to run, hide, and fight before we learned our ABCs. And so sometimes when you think about it like that, art is the only way that speaks to someone.
And for Jennifer Lamphere, art therapy has helped her for the past 40 years.
I'm an environmental artist, and art means healing to me. I'm sitting here, I remade a box, so I'm sitting here with my art journal, working on my art journal, because if I wasn't, I would probably be overstraught with emotion, crying and whatever.
And although the day brings strong emotions,
I'm like, I do this work for you guys.
It has helped people like Jennifer turn a new page and bring a little color to this blank campus. On Michigan State's campus, Jaden Hawkins, Focal Point News. Now, recycling is not a new idea, but there are new ways to do it, similar to neighborhood gardens. You can find them all over Lansing growing fresh produce right in your backyard. I spoke to farmers at a new garden project called Urbandale Farms. They're growing not only plants, but also a new era of farmers. Just days after this year's presidential election results, Michigan State University students took the field at Dem Hall to rally against the rise of fascism in the political landscape. This was the first student-led protest on campus following the election. Focal Point's Rachel Fulton shows us what made up last Friday's rally. Some students pay to park, but others, they take the risk. Regardless, the university makes a huge profit just from giving out parking tickets. Focal Point's Sabrina Selden talked with someone in university public safety who outlines exactly how much profit they make and what they do with all the money. Impact 89 FM airs a live music show every week, and recently they've been leaving the studio and are turning hidden spaces on campus into a music venue. Focal Point's Delaney Rogers takes us behind the scenes.